Zaid, it's good to see you as always. Saying, hey, Matt, is it better to look at macronutrient intake, workout volume over a period of time like a week or so rather than day to day? Very smart question there, Zaid. Because, yes, that is a smarter way to kind of look about it, is because we often get too acute with our attention. It's kind of like the stock day trader where there's a fluctuation from day to day or even hour to hour, like the stock is up, oh my gosh, this is great, oh it's down, this is terrible, oh it's up again, this is great, no it's down. Versus a lot of times smart shrewd investors will say, dude, I only care what was the net gain over the course of like a year. Like I don't care if it goes up or down on a daily basis. Same thing with fitness. A lot of times we get way in the weeds in our head about what we're doing on a day to day. Like, oh, I burned 3,000 calories today. Oh, the next day I only burned an extra 500 calories. Oh, no, this is terrible. And our emotions are on this roller coaster due to these things. When you're right, the results that we experience, the condition of our body is not what's going on day to day for the most part. I mean, obviously, like, well, I broke my leg the other day. That was a day to day thing. It's like, sure, of course. But for the most part, the amount of muscle and fat and strength and ability you have isn't due to what happened in the past 24 hours. I could go and tonight and just eat an entire large pepperoni pizza and get completely drunk off my tail and wake up the next day and be like, oh man, hungover as hell. That wasn't very much fun. But does it really matter? No, not at all. Because in the grand scheme of things, that one night is a drop in the bucket. Now, if I'm repeating that over and over and over and over, then we've got a bit more of a problem. And that's one of the things that I became more aware of over this past year. I was falling into a social group with this gal I've been seeing who owned a social club. And it was like every weekend I was out late partying and drinking a lot. And my diet wasn't so great. And my workouts were suffering. And recognizing like this happened all summer and fall long. And like this is happening every week. This is not good. Like, yeah, okay, it only happened one Saturday night, but it was every Saturday night over and over and over. And like, okay, this is a pattern. This is not good. This is going in the wrong direction. I got to nip this in the bud. So it wasn't that it happened. It was that it was happening repeatedly that was problematic. And so when you're asking what is happening over the course of a week, over a month, and so forth, that's a much smarter way to look at it. Because if we think, oh, I had this great weekend, I did these great workouts and I did this healthy eating and everything like that, it's like, yeah, but you only did it once, which means it was a small influence. But if you do it repeatedly, that's where the power comes from. And that's why a lot of times people who track their workouts and stuff, they'll be like, what did I do over the course of a month? How many push-ups did I do in a month? How many pull-ups did I do in a month? Who cares how many I did in a workout? I don't care how many pull-ups I got, how many sets I got in a workout. I don't care. How many sets did you do in a month? Now we've got something that is probably a little more substantial for our tracking of our progress. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Take a macro approach, take a macro view, because when we get too micro, we can lose the sight of those trends.